let me tell you something that most finance channels won't admit. Building wealth is not complicated. The formula has been solved. Spend less than you earn. Invest the difference consistently. Wait, that's it. So why aren't more people rich? It's not because they lack information. You have more access to financial knowledge today than any billionaire did 30 years ago. It's not because they're lazy. Most people work incredibly hard. The real reason? Your own brain is working against you. And today I'm going to show you exactly how, and more importantly, how to stop it. Here's something that should make you angry. The finance industry makes billions of dollars every year selling complexity, complicated products, sophisticated strategies, exclusive funds that only smart money can access. And almost none of it beats a simple index fund. John Bogle, the founder of Vanguard, spent decades proving this. Study after study confirms it. Over a 20-year period, more than 90% of actively managed funds underperform the market. Let me repeat that. 9 out of 10 professional fund managers with teams of analysts and decades of experience cannot consistently beat an index fund that anyone can buy for a few dollars. The strategy is simple. A global index fund, low fees, automatic monthly contributions. Don't touch it. But simple is not the same as easy, because your brain gets in the way. The stock market will crash. I don't know when. Nobody does. But it will happen. It always does. And when it does, your brain will scream at you to sell. This is called loss aversion. Psychologists Daniel Kahneman and Amos Tversky discovered that losing money feels roughly twice as painful as gaining the same amount feels good. So when your portfolio drops 30%, it doesn't just feel bad, it feels catastrophic. It triggers the same fight or flight response as a physical threat. And what do people do? They sell at exactly the wrong time. Here's the brutal math. If you invested $10,000 in the S&P 500 in 2000 and held through every crash, the dot-com bubble, the 2008 financial crisis, COVID, you'd have roughly $65,000 today. If you panic sold during just the 10 worst days of those 20 years and missed the recovery, you'd have around $30,000. The investor who did nothing doubled the returns of the investor who tried to be clever. The fix: automate everything. Set up a direct debit. Never look at your portfolio during a crash. Create a written investing policy before the crash happens. When you're calm, that reminds future you why you're staying in. I'll start investing when the market settles down. I'll wait until I have a bigger lump sum. I'll start next month. This is called analysis paralysis. And it might be the most expensive mistake of all because of one word: compounding. Here's the math that changes everything. Investor A starts at 22, puts in $200 a month, and stops at 32. Never invests another penny. Investor B waits until 32, then puts in $200 a month all the way until 62. Who has more money at 62? Investor A, by a significant margin, despite investing for only 10 years versus 30. That's compounding. And every month you wait, you are permanently giving up a slice of it that you can never get back. The best time to start was yesterday. The second best time is today, not next month, today. Start with whatever you have. $20, $50. The amount matters less than the habit. You get a raise. Great. But somehow, at the end of the month, you still have the same amount left over. This is lifestyle inflation, and it silently destroys more wealth than almost any other force. It works like this. When your income rises, your spending rises to match it. A nicer car, a bigger apartment, better restaurants. Each individually feels justified. Together they consume every extra dollar you earn. The antidote is what personal finance experts call paying yourself first. The moment your salary hits your account, an automatic transfer moves your savings and investment contribution out. Before you see it, before you can spend it. You live on what's left, and within a month, you adjust. Humans are remarkably good at adapting to their circumstances. Use that to your advantage. The goal is not to live like a monk. It's to make sure your wealth grows every time your income grows. A simple rule: every time you get a raise, direct at least 50% of the increase to investments. Keep the other 50% for lifestyle. You win twice. This one is for anyone who's ever had a hot stock tip, or stayed up late watching charts, or felt absolutely certain that a particular company was about to explode. Overconfidence bias is the tendency to believe we're better at something than we actually are. In investing, it's fatal. Studies show that the more frequently people trade, the worse their returns. The investors who check their portfolio daily underperform the ones who check it monthly. The ones who pick individual stocks almost universally underperform the index. And yet we keep doing it, because making an active choice feels smarter than doing nothing. Here's the reframe. Buying a global index fund and holding it is not doing nothing. It is the single most evidence-based investment strategy in history. Choosing it over stock picking is not lazy, it is disciplined. It requires resisting the urge to feel clever, and that is genuinely hard. So let's bring this together. Wealth building is simple. The strategy is not the problem. Your psychology is. 4 traps to avoid. Panic selling when markets crash. Waiting for the perfect time to start. Letting your spending rise with your income, and believing you can outsmart the market. None of these are about intelligence. The smartest people in finance fall into all 4. They're about wiring, the way human brains were built for a world where fast reactions kept us alive, not for a world where patience builds wealth. The good news? Awareness is the first defense, and systems are the second. Automate your investments. Write down your investing rules before a crash. Pay yourself first. Pick boring, proven, low-cost funds. Simple, not easy, but absolutely doable. If this helped you, subscribe. I cover the psychology and strategy of building real wealth every week without the hype. And drop a comment. Which of these 4 traps do you fall into most? I read everyone. See you next week.